I never feel hungry and I never force feed. Today, I'm going to be going over a meal plan that you can do when eating on 2 meals a day that's going to keep you full all day long. No need to worry about over snacking, overeating. Right now, I'm on a deficit, so I'm eating about 2,300 calories. These 2 meals setup is going to be high protein and high in flavor because if we have a shit ton of protein and little flavor, it's going to be god awful to eat. Trust me, I'm making this as easy as possible. Before I get into these 2 meals, one thing I want to go over is what food is best for keeping us full longer. Our body categorizes food into 3 different categories: protein, carbs, fats. Each food type keeps our body full at a different rate and for a different length of time. Protein keeps our body full the best, then carbs, then fat. The thing about protein is the better the source, the better it is at keeping us full for a long period of time. If we have a high protein source like chicken breasts, it's going to do a better job at keeping us full compared to bacon. Just think about it. It'd be hard as hell to eat 2 pounds of chicken breast. The thought sounds impossible. I don't even think I would get close. But if you look at eating something like 2 pounds of bacon, not only, I mean, that's a shit ton of bacon, but it doesn't sound as impossible. It feels like you can manage that even if you have to come back to it later. The better the protein source, the longer we're going to feel full, which is what we want. Carbs. Carbs can be a tricky bitch. Carbs with fiber are great at keeping us full. If you have oranges, apples, and you're eating the whole food, it's great because it's energy dense and the fiber really helps with keeping us full for those longer stretches of time compared to if we were to just have like a candy bar. A candy bar really doesn't do much. We get that candy bar when we're at the gas station or when you're at the store shopping, you eat it and it holds you over for a couple minutes, maybe an hour, but that's about it compared to if you ate a bunch of strawberries, that's going to last you a lot longer. The flip side to carbs that can also keep you full is if you have carbs that also maintain a high amount of protein. So a carb like that could be cottage cheese. It's the protein in the cottage cheese that helps keep you full for a long period of time. So when we're looking at staying full and feeling full with carbs, it has to be a carb that maintains a protein level, or it needs to be a carb with fiber. Because a carb without fiber and a carb without protein, those are just shitty forms of carbs. We're not going to be full very long. Just think about how full you feel after drinking orange juice. It's not something that lasts a long time. And people have to have that self check not to kill a whole jug of orange juice in a day. Third is fats. Fats can keep you full for a decent period of time, but just like the other foods, it's the quality of fat. For the first meal, I'll make a Mediterranean salad with protein. Since I'm on a plant based diet, I'm going to use a source of protein. It's called TVP. But if you weren't, chicken breast or salmon would be really good with this. The salad pack I use comes with 2 Mediterranean sauce packs. We're going to use the whole salad. It's going to help make food that's going to last for 2 meals. So it'll be 2 days. Let's just split it in half. With the seasonings, you add a little bit of avocado oil. And yes, you could do this with your chicken or salmon. Before you add your seasonings, you do pepper, paprika, onion powder, and garlic powder. Easy. I don't use any salts when doing my seasoning myself, just so I can control that sodium intake. I don't count my calories when I use the oils for the fats because I don't use a lot. And I know I'm using a great fat source and something that's not high in calories or an amount that's high in calories. But while that protein's cooking, I also have some sweet potatoes in the oven roasting. That's going to be for our next dish. For those, you just cut them in half, put oil on both sides. You're going to put oil on of the sweet potato. Now keep the skins on them, and you're going to season those. With those, I used a low sodium Creole seasoning and pepper. You're going to preheat the oven for 400. Put them in one side down. You're going to cook those for 20 minutes on each side. I have my protein almost done, so I added my sauce packet for the Mediterranean, and we're gonna cook that in. Make sure we get that everywhere. We want to get it all over the protein that we're gonna be using. We want to make sure that flavor and that taste is throughout. If we have something that's bland, it's gonna be that much harder to eat, especially if we're eating something that's great in volume. A way you could change this up is you can use any salad packs you want, your choice, your food, you got to eat it. This is just a salad pack I like the most. I'm a big fan of the Mediterranean salads. When looks like the protein's done, so when that's done, weigh it out. Make sure I know how much I have in my protein. I'm gonna place it in the salad bag. I hate having a shit ton of dishes, so I always make my salad in the bag. The less dishes, the better. It's the way I look at it. And then once we get that in there, we're gonna shake it up. And me personally, I like using the fitness app or the tracking app, My Net Diary, because I'm able to put my recipes in there and I know how much protein I have in there, how much the whole salad pack is. And with that salad, it's 7 cups for the whole bag, which is 1,100 calories. And it's not high. And the carbs are 16 and the fat's not that high as well. So we're just going to shake that up, put that in there, and we have that ready to go. All I have to do is just either separate it and weigh it out or just split it into 2 containers. I'm going to put that down and I'm going to get started on my second protein source that I'm using with the dish. It's going to go with the sweet potatoes. That I also added a little bit of oil. Adding oil to your meats before you season them does great at spreading the seasons, not just adding fat to your food. That's going to be the Creole seasoning that I use with the sweet potatoes and pepper as well. And then you want to make sure that you're going in with clean hands and just spreading that seasoning all around. We want all our food to have seasoning all over it. We don't need any bland spots. We want flavor everywhere. It's okay. Your hands are going to get dirty. Just got to deal with it. Since it's the same source of protein that I'm cooking with, I'm going to cook it in the same pan that I was just using. I know it's going to have that Mediterranean sauce a little bit in there, but it doesn't really bother me any. Plus, like I said, I'm not a big fan of doing a shit ton of dishes when I don't have to. So this saves on that. Plus, you can always just look at it. It's like there's just a little bit more flavor in the pan. So I'm just going to go back and add some oil. I'm going to go back and add a little bit more avocado oil just to make sure we're not burning anything onto the pan. While those are going, I'm gonna wash my hands and then I'm gonna add some chickpeas to the salad. For chickpeas, I like to use this even as a snack just to have on hand. I'll get a can, you can rinse them out, and then you add a little bit of oil and you season them and then you air fry them. Or you can roast them in the oven. Perfect for adding extra fiber, also adding a little bit more carbs if you need that in there, and it also has great protein as well. Always clean as you go. I'm for making the process easier, not harder. Plus, we need to utilize the space that we have available to us. My kitchen's not the biggest, especially when I'm cooking 2 larger meals. I need to take advantage of the space that I have. I like making a lot of meals that give me a chance to have variety and switch things up. It leaves things open depending on how I'm feeling for the day. So currently, the way things are right now, I'm sitting at around 2,000 calories for tomorrow. So if I want to eat more food or I feel like I want to eat something with more volume, I can eat watermelon. But if I don't, I can always just have a banana. And if I feel like I want to add a little bit more fat into what I'm eating, I can always just go back and have an avocado as well. I believe a whole avocado is about 300 calories and get some more healthy fats in. Sometimes too, I love sweets. And if I don't feel like I had any sweets or anything sweet enough into what I'm making, this leaves that open as well to have a healthier sweet option. I like banana bread cookies. These are about 130 calories just for one of those. So I could sneak in maybe 2 or 3, depending on how I'm feeling for the day or how I'm handling my sweets. I just like having that ability to change things up, having that variety and not being stuck in the meals that I'm eating. It's great when you're eating those 2 meals a day to have things that go down easy. So my sweet potatoes are done on the first side. So I'm going to check those out, make sure that they're tender enough. Now I'm going to get my trivet and put it down so we don't fuck up my stovetop. We got to take care of our shit. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to flip them over and I'm going to do the other side for another 20 minutes. They're clearly hot as hell. So if you have something to use a fork or a spatula. Those go right back in. and I make sure I set my timer 20 minutes again. So after that 20 minutes, those should be done, and they have a great char and great color, and they're very tender, super tasty. I personally love sweet potatoes over regular potatoes, but you could do this with regular potatoes as well. And if you were doing something with more calories that you need to hit, I would switch that out even and do rice or add rice to the sweet potatoes as well. So I'm gonna add a sauce. That's also what I have the luxury of doing since you have room with your calories. I'm gonna use General So hot sauce. It's only 35 calories per serving. I'm using about 2 tablespoons. So that still gives me great room to adjust about what I'm going to eat and how much I'm going to have. So we're going to stir that in, make sure we don't burn any of that, get that flavor everywhere. I highly recommend this hot sauce. It's sweet, it's savory, it has a good taste to it, and I could put it on damn near everything. If I was to make the same dish with chicken, I would use the same sauce. If I was going to use a fish, I would use something different. It might be good on fish as well. I'm not a fan of sweet fish. So, since that's done, I'm going to get my food scale ready and I'm going to weigh that out just so I'm 100% sure on how much protein I have. Losing some protein fucking sucks, but we'll live. I recommend everyone get a food scale. If you don't have one, they're not that expensive and they're game changers to you taking care of your gains. You can literally get them for $10, $15 at Walmart, or you can get one off Amazon. They're not that expensive at all. Let me know what your guys' favorite meal to make for meal prep is down in the comments below. So that does it. It's super easy. I showed you guys you don't have to spend all the time in the world cooking, especially when we're getting multiple things going at once, that we can have things that fulfill us for a long period of time, hitting our nutrients and also giving us the flexibility to change our meals. We don't have to fill our fucking mouths just so we could be full. There's a science to it. Take advantage of the information and we can use it to make sure that we're eating properly and getting our calories in and staying healthy as long as possible. Also, let me know if you want any different food ideas to make or different recipes for me to go over that I eat in a week. I know the audio is a little bit off with the video. We'll deal with what we have to deal with. Until next time.